Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I'm glad you're here again with us today. In the last episode, we explored the nervous system of a healer, the biology behind why helping work is so demanding. Today, we're moving into something even more tender, something, once again, that many helpers feel but rarely name. What happens when empathy hurts? When caring becomes painful? When your heart feels too open, too raw, too exposed. When you feel the ache of humanity in your very bones. Many helpers are experiencing a kind of emotional soreness right now. Not burnout, not compassion fatigue, but something quieter and more intimate. The ache of caring deeply. The heaviness of witnessing suffering. The tenderness of absorbing too much, the grief of not being able to fix what hurts, the pain of loving humanity in a time of instability, the fatigue of being emotionally available in a world that is emotionally overwhelmed. This episode is not about shutting down empathy. It's about understanding why it hurts and how to continue to care without losing yourself. Empathy becomes more painful when the world is dysregulated. And we're going to take a look at several reasons why. First off, your mirror neurons are working overtime. You're not just hearing stories, you're feeling them. Your body is echoing the emotional states around you. Secondly, your nervous system is already stretched thin. When your baseline is elevated, every emotional cue hits harder. Your system has less buffer, less margin, less room to absorb. Third, you're holding on to your own fear while holding others. This dual emotional labor, supporting others while managing your own uncertainty, is exhausting. Fourth, you're witnessing suffering you can't fix. This creates helplessness, one of the most painful emotional states for helpers. Your empathy collides with your limits. And an important distinction here is, yes, our job is not to fix other people, but right now, even the tools that we have to offer don't seem to be working as effectively, so that does continue to make us feel ineffective. And fifth and final, you care deeply. You wouldn't be in this field if you didn't. And caring is vulnerable. Empathy is not just a skill, it's a form of exposure. Empathy hurts more right now because the world is hurting more right now. Your body is responding exactly as a human body responds to prolonged distress. Empathy doesn't just hurt in one way either. There are 3 different distinct types of empathetic pain that helpers specifically experience. The first being absorbed pain. You feel someone else's emotions in your own body. Your chest tightens, your stomach drops, your breath shortens, your shoulders brace. Your body becomes a container for someone else's experience. The second is echo pain. You don't absorb the emotion fully, but it reverberates inside of you. You feel echoes of grief, fear, or anger long after the session ends. And when you are in one session after another, your body doesn't get a chance to re-regulate itself in between. So it just continues to soak up and echo the pain and suffering of every single person that you see throughout the day. It's like emotional aftershocks, subtle, lingering, and persistent. And then we also have existential pain. This is the deepest one. It's the pain of witnessing suffering that touches your worldview, your values, your sense of humanity. It's the ache that comes from seeing how fragile people are, how unfair life can be, and how much hurt exists in the world. None of these, though, mean that you're unskilled. They mean that you're alive and that you're human. So, how do we continue to be a helper, be someone who is practicing in this world, holding empathy without absorbing everything else around us? Let's start with a guided practice to help you stay open without taking on what isn't yours. We'll go through the main practice, and then I'll also talk about some additional add-ons you can use if necessary. I invite you to begin by sitting comfortably if you are not doing so already. And now place a hand on your chest or on your belly, maybe even both, whatever feels most comfortable to you. Take a slow breath in and a longer breath out. Now imagine a soft, warm light surrounding your entire body. This light is not a wall, not a shield, just a gentle buffer. Something permeable, something kind. Say to yourself, I can care without carrying. Repeat this several times if you feel the need to do so, and allow your breath to soften. Now bring to mind a person you're supporting, a client, a community member, or perhaps even someone within your own circle. Picture their emotions as a color, or a texture, or a movement. If those don't work, perhaps picture it as an object that you can physically hold. Then say, this belongs to them. I can witness without absorbing. I can witness without holding. Feel the difference between witnessing and carrying, between presence and fusion, between empathy and enmeshment. Repeat it again. This belongs to them. I can witness without absorbing. I can witness without holding. Now, if they are not already positioned, so place both of your feet on the floor. Feel the ground beneath you. Say to yourself, I return to myself. Again, repeat several times if needed. And allow your body to settle. Very good. Let's talk about the optional add-on that I mentioned earlier. And this is known as the porous hands practice. So as you're allowing your body to continue to settle, perhaps you may be focusing in on your breathing to keep yourself grounded. Hold your hands open in your lap with your palms facing up. Perhaps they're cupped a little bit. Just allow your hands to be comfortable. Imagine emotions passing through your palms like water, touching you but not staying. As you do this, you may notice that some of the water beads up in your palm. There may be droplets left over. But remember, these too will dry. They will evaporate. Say to yourself, I let what is not mine flow through. All right, excellent job. This practice, whether you use the porous hands or not, teaches your body that empathy can be contact without captivity. Empathy is not all or nothing. It exists on a spectrum. Over empathy, absorbing, merging, and losing yourself. Attuned empathy, connected but grounded. And detached empathy, functional but distance. Most helpers swing between the first and the last because attuned empathy requires regulation, capacity, and rest. Your goal is not to be endlessly open, but rather to find your sustainable zone, the place where you can continue to care deeply without collapsing. To help with this, let me offer you a quick self-check. So ask yourself, am I feeling with this person or as this person? Am I losing my center? As I am engaging with this person, am I bracing, tightening, or over-identifying? Do I notice myself drifting into numbness or detachment? What would 5% less intensity feel like in my body? Empathy becomes sustainable when it is modulated, not maximized. So now let's look at another practice, or maybe even you might call this a ritual, the empathy release practice or ritual. This is a simple practice you can do at the end of your day. Once again, sit comfortably and place your hands on your thighs. You can place them flat down on your thighs, pull them upwards, whatever again feels most comfortable. And say internally, I honor what I witnessed today. I release what is not mine. I keep only what helps me grow. Now take one long exhale, longer than your inhale. Let your body drop the residue. Let your heart soften. Let your system reset. This practice has an optional add-on as well, the shoulder sweep. Because some of us, just imagining this residue dropping away is not enough. We may need to do something physically, a micro movement, a micro practice to release that residue from our body. So the shoulder sweep is simply taking your hand and gently sweeping it against the opposite arm from the shoulder all the way down to your hand. And so as though you are just wiping away, sweeping away that residue from your body, off your shoulders, all the way down your arm and out your fingertips. You can do this as fast or as slow as you need to. You may even do it several times on the same side. And then when you're ready, switch sides. Again, starting at your shoulder and just sweeping down all the way to your hand, out your fingertips. This shoulder sweep signals to your nervous system that the day is done and the weight can go. You may even, if you want to, at the very end, add a micro handshake where after you kind of sweep off, you just shake your hands free like you are just slinging off the water after you've washed your hands. Again, an opportunity to release that tension and release that residue of the day. Another add-on that you can do with this exercise is the breath of discernment. So as you are allowing your system to reset, whether you are doing the shoulder sweep or not, you can inhale a mantra. So inhale, I take in what is mine. I exhale, that is what is not. So inhale, take in what is mine. Exhale, what is not. You would do this as many times again as you need to, at least for 3. And your body understands this ritual. It responds to the closure. All right, very good. Sometimes empathy hurts because it turns into self-blame. You might think to yourself, I should have done more. I should have known what to say. How many times after a client walks out of our room or someone we've been trying to help walks away from us, and immediately your mind thinks of, oh, I should have said this instead. Or, man, you start to think about all the other things you could have done in that moment. You may even tell yourself, I should have been stronger. I shouldn't feel this much. If I were better at what I was doing, they wouldn't be hurting. And I'm sure you probably hear the fallacy in all these statements, right? So feeling deeply is not a failure. It's a sign of connection. Self-blame is a trauma echo, not a truth. It's your nervous system trying to make sense of helplessness by turning it inward to yourself. You don't need to be perfect to be effective. You don't need to be invulnerable to be wise. You just need to find the ability to modulate and monitor your own emotional response, your own empathy to the work that you are doing, and finding ways again of releasing that residue after each session, each encounter of the full day, if needed. Any of these practices that we talked about today could be done at any point in time during your day. It's up to you how you choose to not feel the pain of your empathy. Thank you for being here. And as you move back into your day, remember, your empathy is not the problem. Your sensitivity is not the problem. Your heart is most certainly not the problem. What hurts is the weight of carrying without enough places to set that weight down. You are allowed to feel deeply. You are allowed to protect your energy. You are allowed to care without holding on and carrying it with you. Your empathy is a gift. Your tenderness is your strength. Your humanity is your medicine. And you are not alone. I'll see you in the next episode.